to talk about like PV and kind of just get into that a little bit more tonight because it's confusing. Not even gonna lie. And I actually looked it up just to make sure I was telling you guys right, because sometimes I think I understand something and I'm like, oh, but do I really? I want to make sure. So, like, let's start from the beginning. What is PV? So PV stands for personal volume. And so it's like a value assigned to products and subscriptions and stuff through Body. So you'll notice for a preferred customer or a partner, when you're sending them a cart or when you're logged into the website yourself, you'll see that there is a PV assigned to every single product. And usually it's listed right by the cost. So if you're sending a cart for a customer or just a customer is looking on the site, they actually won't even see the PV because it doesn't really necessarily matter for them. The way that we use it as partners and the way that we use it for like our preferred customers is kind of was started by Body. And so we use it to determine active status. We use it for ranks. We use it for Success Club. So there's a couple different ways that we use it. And then, of course, with those different ways is a different value for each one. I kind of wish it was just all the same, but it isn't. So let's try to kind of nail that down here tonight, and what goes with what and how I try to remember. So the way I try to remember is like the most basic need, and that's for all of us, really, for us as partners, for our preferred customers to be considered in our downline as like a placement or a place, like for holding rank, for our preferred customers to hold a spot in our rank for us in our downline, or for a partner to be active, they need 50 PV. So 50 is like that minimum number to be considered active. And it's every 5 weeks that you have to have that 50 PV. And it's a rolling 5 weeks. So it's not like the first of the month to the 31st of the month or whatever. It's whatever 5-week period from your last order of 50 PV, you have 5 weeks to order 50 PV again before you would be inactive. And that 5th week is when you show projected inactive. So if you're in your sponsorship drill down in your coach office, you go to reports, you go to sponsorship drill down, and you look at your downline. So just depending on who is underneath you, you'll see either they're active and it's black, or you'll see they're projected inactive. So it'll say inactive in red. And that means if they don't place an order before the upcoming Thursday, then they will be inactive. And then when they are actually inactive, they are inactive and it's black. So I hope that explains that a little bit. And then, so that's just to stay active. The reason we want to be active is because it helps us hold rank. If we are active, we are able to earn team cycle bonus, which is another kind of a volume-based incentive for income that we earn. And that's something else I could cover on another call. We have volume. So I don't know how many of you were on that Emerald call, like where we tried to help everyone hit Emerald on the call in the 1 hour. But Ashley Drew did this like little visual of like a diamond. And then I did it on the second call that we had where I kind of took over her part. But so basically like you're here. And so anyone who's down here and whatever volume they purchase, whatever, kind of goes up to you. And so if you are inactive, you lose that volume. you lose the ability to kind of have that volume in your bank, which is what we use to cycle. So you don't accumulate that volume. You miss out on volume and you miss out on money in essence. And so you lose any that you had if you go inactive. You also lose any that, like, you don't have the ability to keep any that's coming as it's coming. Love you, buddy. Sleep good. So I hope that kind of explains. Does anybody, if you have questions while I'm talking, just drop them in the chat and I'll answer them. So you lose out on those things by going inactive. So it's important to stay active by placing that 50 PV order every 5 weeks. So the next kind of benchmark, I guess, is for Success Club. So for your month, our goal is to help 3 people every month get started on their health and fitness journey, because that means we're moving our business forward. That means we are kind of staying open and we are helping more people and moving forward in our business, right? So to achieve Success Club, we help 3 people get started with a total solution pack. There are other ways to do it, but that's the most basic way. And then the kind of like side note to that is that you do have to have 90 PV on Home Direct, which Home Direct means auto ship. So you can't place a one-time order for 90 PV and meet this criteria. You can place an order, a one-time order, to be active with that 50 PV. But for Success Club, if you want to earn Success Club, hit Success Club, you have to place your order on Home Direct. And so there are many different ways to do that. I mean, you can order like 3 boxes of Beach Bars. But what I kind of do, and I don't know if this would be helpful for you guys, but you know, as you have your spouses or whomever signed up and underneath you and you're trying to keep them active as well, I order Shakeology typically underneath me. And then I order whatever else I need underneath my husband: Energize and Beach Bars, Energize and Collagen, Beach Bars and Collagen, Greens and Collagen, whatever combination under my husband, so that he's at 50 PV at least. That keeps him active. I'm not pushing to get him to Success Club, so he doesn't necessarily have to be at that 90 PV, although he is Diamond, so that's another thing. But in general, if you are Emerald or if you are Diamond and your spouse does not need to be at 90 PV. Sorry, if you are Emerald and your spouse does not need to be at 90 PV, then you could just do something like that. Like you could just have your Shakeology or whatever your go-tos are, if it's Performance Line or Glow and Go or whatever, underneath yourself, so you know it's 90 PV and it's on Home Direct, it's auto shipping, it's, you know, that's your go-to. You drink it constantly and you always need it. You can, of course, change that. You can push that shipment out and you can do a different shipment of 90 PV on Home Direct to qualify for yourself for Success Club. And so then I was just kind of talking about Diamond. So for rank, there is another requirement. And that requirement is 100 PV. And Erica, I told you wrong when we were talking about this. So when I looked it up, and I was kind of questioning myself, honestly, but I thought preferred customers counted towards your, and I wasn't sure about partners, but I thought for sure preferred customers counted towards your 100 PV, but they do not. So it's customers, plain old customers, count towards your 100 PV that you would need for Diamond, or yourself, your own order. So those are the 2 things that you can use to kind of accumulate your personal volume: are customer orders or your own order. For Success Club, it does have to be for you. You have to place your 90 PV order on Home Direct. Does that make sense, guys? Did I hopefully help clear that up a little bit? What else did I have? I don't think I really had anything else, but I feel like while I was talking, I thought of something and now I can't remember, of course. Talked about active. Oh, and the reason why we like for my challenge group or fit club, we do 50 PV or they have something on auto ship that they can push out, is to just kind of try to have everyone on the same playing field. Honestly, we know we all use the products on a consistent basis. We do the workouts on a consistent basis, and we follow the nutrition program on a consistent basis. And we know that that's what gets us the best results. And we also know that, you know, we want everyone who's in our fit club to have the same tools that we have. And, you know, not to say that without Energize, they couldn't get results, but to just kind of have us all on the same page, and, you know, also investing in our health and fitness. And I feel like sometimes that investment piece is really the game changer when you are purchasing something and, you know, you feel like you kind of have to use it a little bit more. So kind of a number of things, but that's where the 50 PV requirement came from, is kind of the basic minimum for being active. So yes. Okay. Let's see, Erica. So, okay. Yes. If you do not have any customers, or you don't think you would have a customer who would, literally anything, even like a, just a BOD membership will give you PV. But if you don't have anybody, then yes, to get your 100 before like Wednesday night at midnight Eastern, yes, you would want to place an order of 10 PV. Yes, ma'am. Which we found out, Eric and I were looking at the 2B Mindset trackers, and they're actually a little bit smaller than they were. They're only like a 28-day tracker now. So they are cheaper. They're also, I think, 11 PV. So that would be something that you could order if you needed just a little bit. And then Sarah, no, so if they go inactive, they don't lose their spot. They stay in your downline unless you were to like cancel their partner or preferred customer status. Like if you canceled that part, then they would go, they would fall out of your downline and you wouldn't see them in your sponsorship drill down. But if they go inactive, they're still there. They just don't count towards your rank, and they lose any volume that they would have accumulated, or would continue to accumulate until they are active again. So they would lose banked volume, and they would also not accumulate until they were active again. I hope that makes sense. Yes, you do need a tracker. I know, right? I think I still have a couple extras because I was hoarding them for a hot minute before they decided to change it. Anybody else have any questions? These are good questions. Hey, okay, Kelsey. Yes. Okay, so Kelsey said a friend of hers signed up for a body membership without going through anyone. Is there a way to get her with you? Yes. So usually when someone messages me and says, hey, I have a Beachbody On Demand membership, I want to switch to your team, I want to be in your fit club, I kind of ask them some questions. So and maybe you already know the answers to these, Kelsey, but I usually ask, I make sure, well, in this case, it sounds like she doesn't know the person she signed up with. So I like to make sure that they're not working with their coach, or, you know, it wouldn't step on anyone's toes to have them switch, because I don't want to do that. So that's the first thing I ask. And then I ask them, when did you sign up for your membership? And just kind of try to get some more information from them, and see what their goals are. Ask her what her goals are. But yes, the short answer is that you can send her a coach change form. So there's a form. If you just go to Google and type in body coach change form, it will give you a form that you can send to her. She'll need your email address and I think your partner ID. And then she just submits that form and they will move her over to you. And then you can kind of work with her from there. So It's actually really easy. If she wanted to purchase anything, you could send her a share cart, and that would automatically ask her if she wants to change to you, and you could do it that way too. But if she, doesn't necessarily want to purchase anything right off, then you could do the coach change form. Yes, Sarah. So yes, now that she is a partner, I usually just Google body military. It's like business kit reimbursement, I think. Sarah,
Hey, let me take her.
what's that? It kind of cut out whoever I could, and I didn't see who. Kelsey, did you say?
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
My baby.
Yes. So military waiver program. And I can send this in our group chat too. But yes, now that she's officially enrolled, it will ask her for some forms and some information about her spouse. And then it will waive her $15.95 a month fee. So yes, if you have someone who signs up and they or their spouse are former military,
I'll take her, Dave.
reservist, any of those things, they can have their business service fee waived. So that's a really nice thing. So that's what Sarah was talking about. Okay. Any other questions? I kept you guys like a little bit over, and I don't want to do that, but it's good to have questions, and I'm glad you guys asked. I hope that this helped a little bit with volume and made it just like a little bit more manageable. But if you ever have questions, of course, feel free to just share them ask them in our group chat, our team chat, and I am always happy to answer them. But before we go, you guys know I want to do a boomerang because I do every week. I'm so proud of you guys for getting on here and giving me 15 minutes, and I have to shout you out. Okay, we're gonna smile. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Okay. Thanks, you guys. If you have any thoughts for next week, the topic, please let me know. Otherwise, let's make it a great week, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.